And hello everybody, it's Sherry Shriner Live. It's Monday, July 23rd. I took last week off. I just needed a break. And so I didn't have a show last week. And had contemplated about taking tonight off as well, but here I am. It's halfway through the summer now, and I can tell you I can't count the days until school starts again. I don't know about you guys. But I know parents with kids probably can't wait for school to start again. I spent a lot of time the last 2 weeks just sitting outside, sitting out on the porch, just giving my mind a break, just thinking things over, and I'm not sure how much more peaceful that would have been, other than just being here on the computer all the time. But it certainly made me think about a lot of things, and as usual, just totally contrary to what everybody else is thinking. I try not to get into what the majority is doing, what anybody else is doing. Just for the most part, I don't even read anybody else's stuff, because I like to be open to what the Lord wants me to know, what He wants me to think about, what He puts on my spirit. And if you're reading so many other people's stuff all the time, you just tend to pick up their sense of hype and panic and whatever else you want to call it. You just end up thinking, oh, the world's coming to an end, we're going to Iran next week, that's it. And you know what, I just try to stay away from all that and just have the Lord lead me, and that's what I suggest everybody else out there do as well. Just let the Lord guide your thoughts and be able to talk to your spirit and let you know what He wants you to know. I know a couple months ago, He had told me to prepare for electrical outages this summer. And you know what? I don't know about anybody else, but our electric has been out at least once every 2 weeks for the past 3 months. Because every time it rains, the transformer blows. And nowhere else in this town or area goes without electric but this one little strip of area that I live in. There's like 100 of us residents all tied to the same electrical transformer. And every time it rains, it goes out. So it's just been really aggravating this summer. Just constantly going without electricity, even though I've been well warned ahead of time by the Lord to be prepared for electrical outages this summer. And so I don't know if anybody else has had a lot of hassle with that. But it gets you prepared for things in case, you're going to have to go for a time without electricity. Every area of the country seems to be experiencing their own kind of things. Fires out in the west, floods down south, and so you just never know what's going to happen. And so that's why you just have to listen to the Lord. What He tells one person may not pertain to everybody else, but if He's telling you something I say resonates with you, then do it. Take heed. Ask Him about it, because that's definitely something you want to do, is be listening to Him. Another thing is, I was talking to a friend of mine too. It was amazing because I was sitting outside and my husband comes outside and says, I need to load the clips up so we can have quick access to our guns, because for some reason the Lord had been striking him about getting the clips loaded so you can easily put them in your guns when you need them quickly. And it was the same thing, the same thoughts that I've had for the past 2 weeks, was getting more ammo and having our guns more easily accessible. Because I know if you have kids, you just, you have them put away so the kids can't get a hold of them. And you may not even have the ammo in the same place you keep your guns. And some other friends of mine had the same thoughts of getting ammo ready, getting their guns ready. And so something's coming down, folks. I'm not sure what it is. And it may not be nothing at all. It may just be the Lord telling us, hey, this is one more thing you need to get ready. Because He kind of gets you ready in stages. He's been leading me for 3 years now on things to get. I don't understand why I need it at that time, and it makes absolutely no sense. But then, 6 months down the road, that's something less I have to worry about. It's already been taken care of. And so, definitely, so many Christians, the churches have lulled you to sleep thinking that, guns, you can't kill anybody, and murder and self-defense are two different things, folks. And so, when it comes to defending your own home, your own family, don't think twice about it. Another thing is, I have an article on that at SherryTalkRadio.com. You can go to my articles page and read about self-defense. And I explicitly explain the difference between thou shalt not murder and what self-defense is. Especially with these goons that are coming. I had a spiritual vision the other night sitting on the porch, and it's really prompted me to even do this show tonight, because like I said, I didn't want to come on the air tonight. I just wanted to take another week off and to spend the time doing nothing like I've been doing the last 2 weeks. Just basically not doing a whole lot, just taking a break, other than getting the orgone orders out, and I've lost a few of those, and so if anybody's waiting on orgone, let me know, because I have lost 2 or 3 orders, just disappeared off my bench, and so kind of waiting to hear from those people so I can get those out. But I had this spiritual vision sitting on the porch, and then I could see, just a bunch of black, demonic-looking beings just overrunning and invading people's homes, and you could hear people screaming and fighting these things. And there's no hand-to-hand combat with these things, folks. If you don't have a gun to blow them apart, you're not going to get rid of them. And so, it almost reminded me of that passage in Joel chapter 2, where it says they don't break their ranks, they overrun the land, and they're climbing over the walls and in people's houses. And this kind of coincides with the vision I had sitting on the porch. I was seeing this exact same thing played out, only this wasn't in Israel in the Middle East. This was in Israel in the United States. I mean, Israel is where his people are, not where the land is. There's 2 different types of Israel. Israel the land, and Israel his people. And his people, his Israel, aren't a bloodline now. They're not an ethnicity. They're not a race. They are those who follow him and have accepted him and follow him. That is his new Israel. That was the whole point of the new covenant, was getting rid of the bloodline things, the 12 tribes of Israel, and they had a certain bloodline, and it gets rid of all of that, and it's his new Israel is all of those who accept him as their Savior and do the things he says to do, regardless of their religion, their nation, the color of their skin, anything. It's regardless of anything. You give up everything to follow him, and that's the Israel. And so it's interesting that I would just see this. Like, it was just happening here in America, homes being invaded and overrun by these demonic beings, and there were thousands of them. They were just everywhere. And so that was an eye-opening vision to have. And then last night when I was going to sleep, often when I close my eyes I see images and I see visions, and that's been going on for about 15 years now, and I don't always know. Like, I sit there and I think, okay, is this elf? Is this the Lord? What is this? Usually when it's a vision from the Lord, I can open my eyes and it doesn't go away. It stays the same, so I know what's of him. And so I do that a lot. If I start to see images, I'll just open my eyes to see if it's an open vision, open eye vision type thing, because that's one way of being able to test who it's from, or not knowing what it's from. But I had one of these visions last night, and I can't say it was from the Lord or not. But what I saw was a UFO, and every time I close my eyes, I see a huge, well, not like a huge, but a red planet in the distance. It's like